Good morning, boomers. The voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest champagne. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Athlete, Trappin' Investor, Bougie, and the rest of the boomers tuning in on both YouTube and D Live. Someone told me to crank up a Twitch. Let me know if you're twitching out there. I don't really twitch, but I know that there's a lot of people twitching. So maybe, I crack it open. There's another one called Mixer. And anyhow, Restream.io is the service that I use to broadcast to multiple platforms. And if you are a live streamer, I suggest that you use it as well. I have a link down below if you want to try it out. It works pretty well. Shout out to Trappin', Athlete, Bougie, and the rest of the pumpers out there. Today we're talking about this little pullback. It's a small pullback, but I think it's a healthy one. We're seeing it on the bits, on the ETH, the gold, and the silver. They're substantially pulling back as the stocks continue to move forward. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what's shaking and baking. I think that this is actually bullish. I'll be honest with you. I think this is a bullish pullback, and it may be considered here to maybe buy the dip. We'll discuss it. Shout out to Athlete, Trappin', and Bougie, and the rest of the boomers. Make sure that you're touching the buttons for me, like, subscribe, post notification, ding, button it up, stay spruced up for the crypto summer, fall, and 2021. 2020's been, I'll tell you that. It's not even over. 2020's not even over, and expect more drama, guys. That's what I expect. But anyhow, as they devalue the dollar, it's an opportunity to purchase more assets with this funny bunny money. So let's see how we play this, and hopefully we're advantageous. Shout out to Athlete, Trappin', Bougie, and the rest of the boomers. Turn off these coins and dollars. Share my screen out here. Let me click on this ad real quick. I'm getting ads left and right. Let me know how you guys are faring with the use of the Brave browser. I'm using it both on my desktop and my mobile device, and I'm earning about $5 to $10 on each device per month. Depending. Some months are really good, and I get like 10, and some other months I get like 4 or 5. And this is on each device. I got it on mobile and on desktop, and you earn by clicking ads. So if you haven't downloaded the Brave browser, you may want to consider it. It's an easy way to earn crypto. Let me know how you guys are doing with it and how your gains have been. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Athlete, Trappin', and Bougie. Let me turn off these coins, share my screen. You can see Bitcoin under a little pressure today, headed downwards now. It's a little pullback here. You can see the day range. We're at a low for the day at 11,588 and a high of 11,943. There's clear resistance there at the 12K range, and now we're pulling back. And I'll tell you guys, I think this is actually really good. Let's see where we fall to here. If we can stay above 11K, it's extra saucy, extra good. But there is also a possibility of us going back into 10K range. On the big macro picture here, I'm excited and happy that Bitcoin seems to have conquered the $10,000 price mark, but it's still too early to tell. I mean, Bitcoin has only stayed above 10,000 for about 60 days. That was 2017 going into 2018 during the bull run. But, the bits haven't really even conquered 10,000 yet. So let's see, where the next few months take us. But so far, right now, I'm looking at this pullback like a good thing. I think it's actually bullish. So let's run down the math and let's check out the headlines. And you can see we'll see what Goldman Sachs has to say of a possible Biden presidency and how that would impact the markets. And, let's listen to what they have to say. They're already floating ideas of what Biden would do with the markets. And it's something to pay attention to, because my understanding of what they're putting out here in these articles is that Biden will be more of a puppet and more manipulative, easily manipulated by the banks. And it could be more easy money. So let's see what they have to say on the article. I'm not rooting for Joey Biden, but has to be discussed. Shout out to Hey. Shout out to Lady Plant saying hey. Shout out to Mad Dog. Hello. Shout out to MB saying BTC on sales. And Mike Bueno. Yeah, it looks like it's a sale right now, and this is definitely healthy. I'll tell you that much. After a run up, let's look at the 1 month chart. Finally you could see, we're pulling back. I mean, but look at this 1 month. It's a clear shot up. I mean, we may pull back here to, 11. But if we stay above 11 or 10.9, boom, boom, boom. Evan says, are you buying any Uniswap? We've gone in and out of Uniswap, and we're into some of the DeFi tokens. So we've used Uniswap and a lot of the other DeFi platforms. We actually have a DeFi portfolio that we've been managing here for about a month or two now. Only DeFi coins. In just a moment, we'll share it, and it's been outperforming Bitcoin. So you'll see what we have in our bag. I'm thinking even if it goes to 14, says Mike, I think it will pull back to 9.8 before taking off. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been thinking. I've been expecting the price to be slightly above 10,000. The fact that we're at 11.5 is actually more bullish than I expected. So what I'm saying here is that after this clear run that we've had, because look at the charts, even if we pull back a little bit, I still think that we're the overall trajectory is northward. What up? Checking in from Detroit, Henry Powell. Shout out to Henry. Mad Dog says in America, there's the loud sky noise like a tuba horn, big loud inside sky recent many times at nighttime. I'm in terror. I don't know about that in America, but I've heard about some sounds in the mountains in China or whatnot. I saw some video of some stuff, but there's no reason to be in terror if you have faith in the Lord. Actually, have some gratitude and have some love, and that'll take care of the terror. Shout out to Lady Plants, hand clapping Detroit, and the rest of the boomers out there. Let's run down the prices out here and the headlines and see how things are shaking and baking. Looking healthy today. Although there's red, I see this as an opportunity. Market cap now at $353 billion worldwide. Bitcoin dominance is at 60.5%, which signals to me that people are staying in the altcoins. We got Bitcoin there at 11,595, down 2.67%. Ether at 385. How much is it down? 2.63. Yeah, the Ether's been doing great. I'll tell you this. How about clearly on a path to $500 if you ask me. Ripple there at 29 cents. Bitcoin Cash there at 289. Chainlink performing like a slugger. $12.44. You see Chainlink now number 6. This is I got to say, Chainlink is one of the top performing coins of the past couple of years. It's outperformed Bitcoin. It was for a while there last year. It was like Binance and Chainlink, which are the two altcoins that really outperformed Bitcoin. And now Chainlink is really pulling ahead. That being said, okay, I'm still interested in holding more Bitcoin than Chainlink. That being said, okay, Satoshi Vision I always skip. Litecoin there at $55. Cardano at 13, almost 14. Binance at 21.67. Crypto.com coin is there. It's kind of struggling to get in the top 10. I feel like this coin could crack the top 10. Maybe it has. I think I've seen it in number 9 before. Currently at 16 cents. I remember when it was 3 cents. Wow. Tezos at 403. EOS at 306. Stellar at 10. And how about Monero? The last true crypto on the block, 89 cents. MB says, if Trump loses election, I think the Dow will drop 5 to 10K. Yeah, expect a pullback. Just like when Donnie was elected, the Dow pulled back and then it catapulted. I'm going to show you guys an article what Goldman Sachs is predicting. So we'll read that article in just a moment. People often expect CME futures gaps to fill, which I think is high, 9,000s, possible before boom higher. Let's see. We had some gaps filled yesterday with the futures, and you could see that it pulled back $500 in about like an hour. And if you want more information on that, we covered that yesterday during the live stream. Chainlink's going to slam some new folks on their bum. First bull run lesson, get out of the 5X. Yeah, but it's made gains for like the past 2 years. So I don't know. I'll tell you this. I mean, we were in Chainlink, and you remember when we had it in our portfolio, we took our profits already. So, shout out to GIAC. I see you. Lady Plant says, let it fall back and skyrocket. And Mike Bueno says, check out that Divi coin, bro. Yeah, we have, and we've covered that. We've checked it out as of late, too. It's doing well. It's similar to Dash and Pivx. with the hybrid mining model, both proof of stake and proof of work. You see Just Token. This is a new one. It's making some gains. Swipe has been making gains as well. Blockstack. This is one that I'm interested in. Just as far as the technology and the business service that they offer is attractive to me. So I got my eyes on Blockstack. Tezos, IOTA, Verge, Quant, Digibike. They're all making moves. Zilliqa, Divi. If there are any good deals today. Band Protocols down 24%. This is one that I've been interested in probably picking up some tokens. This is a DeFi, and then also Balancer's another DeFi platform. Kava is another DeFi platform that we have tokens of in our portfolio. That one's at 4. So it seems like a lot of these DeFi. You got Band, Balancer, Kava, Compound, 0x, Flexa. There's some deals today. There is some deals. Lady Plants got out of Chainlink before it hit $8. She got in at $125 to $8. That's right. That's right. And listen, something to consider also, if you made major gains, and you still want to see how long you could take it, just take out enough to cover what you put in. Let's say if you got in and, you put $1,000 in and now you're up, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000, take out at least half the bag or, a quarter of the bag or something is my opinion. That way you cover your ass and then you can still ride the train and see if you make those gains. GX says Liquid Apps is the real Chainlink. I've heard that name somewhere, and I don't know what to say about that. But Chainlink is Chainlink right now. It's making moves. It's top 10. What can we say about it? Let's talk about Goldman here. What they're saying about a Biden presidency. They're floating around the idea. A second Trump term would likely see some prospect of continued and perhaps increased fear of ongoing tariff increases, says this article, particularly given the deterioration in U.S.-China relations over the course of the few months. They said, this article is quoting what Goldman Sachs is predicting. This is the actual name of the article. Here is how Goldman says the S&P would react to more U.S.-China tariffs and why November's election result is key. Let me link this. Okay. Not that I agree or disagree, but you gotta pay attention to, what Goldman is saying just so that sometimes they lie, but you gotta know what the lies may or may not be. You gotta be aware. That's the whole point here. And listen to what they're saying about Joey Biden. They're already throwing the ideas out there. And it says, let's go back here. A second Trump term will likely see some prospect of continued and perhaps increased fear of ongoing tariff increases. This is in relation to U.S.-China, particularly given the deterioration in U.S.-China relations over the course of the last few months. While a Biden presidency is unlikely to improve the outlook for the broader U.S.-China relationship, it is less likely a new administration would regard tariffs threats as the weapon of choice and might instead favor a more multilateral approach. Goldman says the impacts estimated were only those due to trade policy alone, but also said trade policy shifts under Biden could mitigate pressure on U.S. stocks from potential corporate tax changes. And you could see... One second, guys. I got to take this call. This is an important call. Please hold. Kaboom, kaboom. We just got word that a new baby in the family has been born. So congratulations. Good news on my end. Not my baby, but family baby born. So kaboom. Trump built the Dow up without him. It will fall for a while. Dow gains was from MAGA. Where are you at? You're hearing the trumpet sounds? I heard about that. So maybe someone could talk about where that's going out. MB says Dow gains was from MAGA. Listen, the Dow gains is not from MAGA. It's from the bank that has been issuing funny bunny money. Okay. So let's call it for what it is, because I got to call out the Donnie supporters too, because one thing that the Donnie supporters don't call out is the bank. The bank is getting stronger, okay? Whether it be the Democrats or the Republicans, none of them are going against the Federal Reserve, okay? And bottom line is the Federal Reserve has become more powerful and they're issuing more debt and they're devaluing the dollar. And this is not a partisan thing. It's not whether it's Donnie or Joey, okay? They're both tools for the Fed. So let's call it for what it is. Some of it is Trump based. Maybe he's been calling for the devaluation of the dollar as well. Okay. And he's been calling to pump the markets, but let's call it for what it is. If you're devaluing the dollar, you tell me how that helps the middle class. Okay. It doesn't help the middle class. A devalued dollar doesn't help the middle class. So, Evan says baby born during a bull cycle is good luck. That's awesome. Congratulations to the fam. Congrats, champ, Satoshi's newest cousin. Yeah, more babies being born in the family. You just got a positive call, and that's awesome. Not my baby, but definitely my blood. So there you go. Boom, boom, boom. Donnie and Joey making America broke again. I guess the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is whether it's Donnie or Joey, they'll fight about the left and the right on these politics that are, for the layman. But none of them are fighting against the banks, guys. And none of them are going to be fighting against Israel either, okay? They want to make Israel stronger and they want to make the banks stronger. And those are two things that you'll notice and they're not going to fight about. Again, and I'm not against Donnie or for him either. And in fact, I actually like Donnie more than Joey. Joey seems like he's lost his mind. Okay, but let's call it for what it is, because let me tell you something with some of these MAGA people, okay? And I get it because, MAGA's been sticking it to the left, and a lot of things that MAGA's done has been, I would say there's a net positive in some of the things they've done. But some of these MAGA supporters, they think that, they literally call him the Geodis, the God Emperor. And you guys got to slow down. There's no God except Jesus Christ. So relax. I don't care what anyone says. I watched the highest stock gains ever in the last 4 years under Trump and MAGA. I can see the correlation. I mean, great. I mean, that's awesome. Also, when Venezuela went down, they had the highest stock gains as well. Just because the stocks are up doesn't really mean that the middle class is benefiting. But, listen, we are, okay? We're playing this to our advantage. So, I would expect this, whether it's Donnie or Joey. Right now, the Fed has become the strongest institution in the world. And let's face it, Joey is more easily manipulated than Donnie. So one could argue that he will be a better puppet for them. Okay, I'm not saying I'm for Joey. I get it. But, I think with some of the people that have been so crazy about Donnie, they don't realize is that good cop, bad cop, guys. It's a good cop, bad cop routine. Nobody is going to point the finger at the bank. They got you fighting over Black Lives Matter and the lefties and this and that, but nobody's talking about the banksters. Yeah, Venezuela's stock market went up 4,200% last year due to hyperinflation. And some people benefited. You could see some people even leaving the country and they come here to the U.S. and they're leaving like kings. So there's a small percentage of people that will benefit from the stock market, but the layman is not owning stocks. Okay, the layman, the regular guy is not owning stocks. Okay, so yeah, I mean, good for, listen, some of us are dealing with stocks, but those that are dealing in stocks and in crypto are not the majority. So that's what I got to say. I just gotta. I got to call out both sides because, listen, it's clear to me that the lefties are toxic. The Marxists are toxic. They want to completely destroy this country. But I don't think that some of you, those that are MAGA and conservative supporters, see the trick on the right as well. Okay? Lady Plant says, I see the bait. I see the trick. These politicians are sneaky, both sides. Right. They're playing both sides. Guys, they're selling calls and selling puts, literally. And if you don't even know what that is, then maybe you don't understand what's going on. Most people are not even selling calls or selling puts. I'm talking literally. You guys are not even selling calls or selling puts. You're not playing both sides. You don't even know what that strategy is for the most part. I would say 50% of those that are listening now don't even know what selling a call or selling a put is. But maybe you should. And you can understand that you can win whether it goes this way or that way. So, yeah, whatever. Facts says Furious Captain. That's, it's the thing is that a lot of people that support the Q thing, and listen, I pray for it because I hope that it's right. But listen, I'm putting my faith in the Lord himself. Yup, it's the Cantillon effect. When you print new money loan it out at 0%, the rich people who have access to it get the benefits. Well, yeah, listen, it's obvious. Listen, they got money for Kodak. They even got money for French companies that say that they're going to make a vaccine. But when it comes to giving the American people some stimulus checks, these people can't even come up with an agreement. So, of course, Donnie signs the executive order, which, at least he's trying to throw a bone to the people. I don't think Donnie's all a bad guy either. But let's call it for what it is. The middleman is getting fleeced. Okay, while the companies and the corporations and the banks get stronger. And whether it's Joey or Donnie or Barry or Georgie, okay, or Billy, you're not part of the club, guys. And their friends are going to get richer. Break it down for us, calls and puts. Listen, most people are trading auctions and buying calls and puts. Okay, but if you're a market maker and you want to, provide, I guess you could call it liquidity, or if you want to put up some capital, you're selling. Okay, you're selling calls and you're selling puts, and we've talked about that even with the Bitcoin strategy. Okay, why would you wait and try to buy Bitcoin if there's a dip when you could sell the call, get money now, and if it does dip, you get the price. So, I'm gonna have to do a whole nother video. I've been talking about this, Henry, but if you guys want to go down the rabbit holes, start studying options, okay? And then the 101 is buying, okay? Of course, the normie buys, okay? The boss sells, okay? You want to make gains, you got to be a seller, not a buyer. Why do you only have 24 listeners? I don't know. Maybe because I've been shadow banned for years. And the Fed, says Athlete. Yeah, and the Fed, but I don't see the Fed being put to an end. I see them getting stronger. And, I agree. And the Fed is toxic. But, some of these Q supporters are like, no, Donnie's got him in the crosshairs. He's going to end the Fed. Guys, he's not going to end the Fed, guys. The Fed is going to get stronger. And ultimately, they're going to destroy the dollar the way it is, and they're going to throw up a new coin. That to me is the biggest smoking gun. Like, you could go back and forth about the protests, the riots, and this and that. Nobody on the left or right is arguing over the Federal Reserve. Nobody. You got Ron Paul. He wrote the book, and he was there for a while talking about it, but he's not even a congressman anymore, is my understanding. So did I share this article? Let me put this. So yeah, I would expect, someone said it here in the chat box. If Biden is elected, of course the stocks are going to sell off. Just like when Donnie was elected, there was a major sell-off. And then boom, it catapulted. So either way, listen, whether it's Joey or Donnie, guys, the bank has had the plan for a long time, guys. It is designed to fail. You are not shadow banned. Everybody can find you by search. Right. But someone with 13.9 subscribers can only have 24 listeners. Yeah, you tell me, Amaretto. How could I have 13.9 thousand subscribers and only have 24 listeners? Right. I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's fake. It's fake subscribers. Okay, you tell me. I at one point had 16,000 subscribers, and as soon as I start saying these things, I get my feeds throttled. People don't get their post notifications, and then mysteriously I get subscribers pulled. I have never, ever even posted a comment on anybody's page ever promoting this channel. Okay. Never have I even sent an email telling people, oh, come check out my videos. I've just posted, and I made those gains. And it seems like at one point, That was it. Shadow banned. And now listen, don't even take my word for it. Ask everybody in the box that has been following me for years. Let's talk about when the Russian bots used to hit up this channel and like flood with like 400 people at one time during the live streams, and then they try to sell me bots. Like, oh, we can get 400 people on. I don't want any bots. I don't even care about more subscribers if they're not legit. In fact, if you talk out of pocket out here, I may just throw you out the box. Aredo says, when I go online with 325 subscribers, there are about 12 people listening, about 5%. Well, listen, you haven't monetized your channel yet. You haven't been on as long as me, and I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what your subject matter is. But follow the champ. Follow the champ. Put on post notifications and see how many post notifications you get in the next few months. Let's see how many post notifications you get in the next few months from the champ. It's funny that there's some people that still believe that shadow banning doesn't exist. Crypto Task Force says, champ is right here. OG subscriber, Champion Crypto is for life. Shout out to Crypto Task Force, another day one boomer out here. Listen, the community will vouch for me. Okay, the community will vouch for the champ. Just ask around. Ask about me. Ask about the champ. Okay, ask about me. Ask the followers in the box, whether it be 20 or 2. Anyway, can you say what's the reason why Bitcoin went down so slowly? Down slowly? What are you talking about? There was a pullback of like $500 in like an hour. So look at this pullback right here. Jigga Romes has been with the champ since 2017. There you go. Gabe says, I'd not give this person any time just to troll, keep preaching. No, he asked a question about the price of Bitcoin. I don't know if you know how much he does or doesn't know, but I say this, guys. Right now, the pullback that Bitcoin is experiencing at minus 2.45% in the past 24 hours is bullish, in my opinion. Again, I'm not anybody's crypto daddy. I'm not an investment advisor. In fact, don't take what I'm saying as facts or as fiction. Go figure it out on your own. The champ is the world champ. Satoshi's big cousin. Shout out to Task Force. Furious Cabbage says there's very few intelligent and awake people out there. That's why. Shout out to Cabbage. Tyler D says anything to do with crypto gets banned from time to time. Well, that's fairly true. If you've been following the crypto space, even some of the mainstream crypto channels have been outright banned, and it's been covered by even mainstream media. So, you may want to do the research. You may want to check it out, how the crypto space has been outright censored and also shadow banned as well. So it's not something I'm making up. Amaretto says it went down. What's the reason everybody was bullish? The reason is because things don't go straight up, guys. That's the reason. Things don't go straight up 90 degrees. In fact, they got to pull back. There's peaks and there's valleys. Look at this 1 month chart. Look at the chart. You tell me where it's headed. It's going up, in my opinion. Now, there's been some pullback. Look at this pullback right here. Look at the pullback that we experienced last week. It went from 12,100 down. Look at this candle. It's 90 degrees. It dropped like $1,000. And that was last week. So, yeah, it can make moves. But look at the overall trend. Where is it headed? It's up. So why did it pull back? Because people take gains. People have been sitting on Bitcoin for years when there's normies that just figured it out. Okay? And there's some people that got into Bitcoin at a high price during the last bull run, and now they're looking to get out. So, again, guys, Bitcoin hasn't stayed above $10,000 for any more than 60 days. So at these prices, there's a lot of people that have been holding that are also considering taking profits. Champ gets soy EMP'd at least once a week. They got eyes on this channel. Yeah, listen, I haven't been able to grow this channel. At one point, it was like, nah, no more. It was like, now, so every month since I think like the end of 2018 or the middle of 20 or the end of 2017, it's been downward. So we peaked at 16,000 subs, and ever since then, I would say like the end of 2017. No, it wasn't the end of 2017 because that was still bull run. So after the crypto bull run, somewhere, like summer 2018 is when we topped, and ever since then, losing subscribers. So you could say it's due to the quality of content, or you could say it's on me, whatever. I put out more content than I did from before, and in fact, I get more tips now than I ever did before. Like, especially in 2017, they didn't even have Super Chat just started then. Have you ever looked at any chart of any asset or stock? Things pull back. So Amaretto doesn't do this. Okay, well, there you go. You may want to pay attention. You can't expect to learn how to ride a bike just by watching videos. You got to get on the bike and start riding. Okay, you can watch a bunch of YouTube videos about riding bike and about all the different bikes and how people, start with training wheels, others starts with balance bikes. I mean, you could read all about it and you could think you know how to ride a bike by looking at it. But there's one thing about being told, and the other thing is about jumping on the saddle and riding the horse on your own. Amaretto says, not in a way you do. That's why I'm asking. And that's why I answered. I think it's a matter of experience out here, Amaretto. It's a matter of experience. And again, I don't know what I'm talking about, okay? Because just because I've been here for a few years doesn't mean that, I'm more or less intelligent than you or anybody else in the box. I don't know. We haven't really compared them the right way. All I'm saying is this is my opinion, But there we go. Let's look at the traditional markets, and we'll run down the markets. S&P is looking bullish. I expect an all-time high for S&P this year. I've been saying this I even said this when we were low during the Corona crisis. I'm like, yeah, we'll be back. And it's like the normies don't understand it because they see that there's no economy, there's nobody working. So anybody with the right mind will be like, oh, why is things going up? I don't understand. Guys, it's because the Fed is pumping a bunch of fake money and they're buying everything. So you're seeing not necessarily that the value of things are going up. Literally, the stock prices are inflated, and so is Bitcoin. I don't think people research the team of these projects as much as they should. Very important, says Tony. Yeah, I mean, do your own research. And sometimes you can't. Some of these projects you can't research the team. Some of them are cryptic. Amaretto says, I'm making 40% per year just using another method. Do you? That's great. And whatever method you're using for 40% a year, come holler at me if you've been consistent for more than 5 years with it. But just because you did 1 year with 40% gains doesn't mean nothing. Doesn't mean nothing. You got to understand, bonds right now to lock up your money for 10 years, they're paying 0.64%. So if you can make 40% on your money, then you should be working in Wall Street. You should be working for a bank because right now, big money is getting paid 0.64. I did it for 3 years now. Then there you go. Then good for you. That's all I got to say. This is the last printing party for the dollar. Enjoy it while it lasts. I don't know if it's the last one, but this is by design, guys. They're going to destroy the dollar because they got the alternative for you, The dollar will be toilet paper soon. Isn't it a coincidence that there's like a run on toilet paper? There's a bigger picture to that toilet paper thing. It's not the first time it happens in history either. Let's check out Wall Street Journal. Talking about the payroll tax cut, the payroll tax deferral. We can get into that, but I really don't care. Let's see what CoinDesk says. Some banks are appearing open to providing crypto services. You know, about a week or two ago, the OCC, the bank comptroller, they okayed banks to custody crypto. So if, you know, your local bank wants to hold on to crypto as a service, they're able to do so. And it looks like some banks are appearing to want to jump on the train. I'm not going to read this whole thing. What would the re-election? I don't care about that. And kaboom. I'm going to do a lemon distribution in just a moment. Let me throw up 50 there in the treasure chest. Make sure you follow me on dlive.tv/champagne crypto. You don't want to give all the sauce to YouTube. You don't want to give them all the sauce. Working at Wall Street, this has not worked for me. It's like asking a wise man to be a politician just because he is wise, but a wise man would never be a politician because he is wise. Amaretto, you sound like a wise guy. You sound like a wise guy. So I'm going to let you do you because you're wise and you're making 40% per year. But yet you don't know why Bitcoin pulled back $300 or $400 in 24 hours. So, you know, everybody go follow Amaretto. He's making 40% on his gains, guys. And he's wise. He said wise twice with two happy faces. So I think that we should follow him. He's the wise guy. What are you doing for 3 years that pays 40%? You failed to even explain your genius strategy, says Tyler. Nah, it sounds wise to me, guys. It just sounds wise to me. He doesn't even have a strategy. That's how wise he is. He just shoots. You know, I just don't take losses. He just says, I get into the game and I just refuse to lose. Casey's pride before a fall. Let's be nice to him. He's a new guy. Maybe, you know, he may be trolling. He may be ignorant. We don't know. Let's give him a quick chance. Shout out to KC, Amaretto, Lady Plants, Tyler D, and the rest of the boomers. Let me check out D Live here. We got 5 people. Excellent. Shout out to Furious Cabbage and Athlete. Make sure you're following me on D Live. Right now, I'm going to do a lemon distribution. And head over there and click Claim Rewards when I click Distribute Rewards. And you, too, can be maybe a lucky guy and get these lemons here on dlive.tv that are worth less than a penny. But it's fun anyhow. And like I say always, don't let YouTube be the main source. I mean, we got to use YouTube. It's mainstream. I get it. But have alternatives. Don't give them all the sauce. Okay? And that's why we're on D Live and other platforms. Because this one's particular is crypto friendly. Let me go ahead and distribute these lemons. We got 5 people. Let's do it. So I'm going to click Claim Rewards. Let me share a couple memes real quick. Kaboom. Shout out to Ric Flair. Shout out to Building 7, the only building that falls at free fall speed due to another building being hit by an airplane. I don't get that one. Shout out to the moon landing. Shout out to those. One small step. Shout out to everybody being triggered out there. And shout out to the Corona Lisa. A work of art. Got 30 seconds for the rewards. Click Claim Rewards. Ten seconds. Let's see who the lucky winner is today. Let me share one more meme out here. How dare you? And the lucky winner today is 0 winners. Nobody clicked. Oh, come on, guys. We had 7 people here. You telling me nobody clicked on it? It goes up and it goes down. If you think you could predict the waves of the ocean, you will never know what's coming next, says Almaredo. Okay. But you were the one that was asking me for my prediction, so I don't know. D-Live is acting up, says Athlete. Yeah, we'll have to do it on again. I don't know what happened there. Oh, it is acting up. Look at all this like red here. This is weird. Or is that a new feature? It is acting up. Furious Cabbage says it wouldn't let me open it as usual. I would do another distribution, but I got to wait 15 minutes to be between distributions. I'm trying to get an account that I can show you guys for these BTC options. I have someone that's about to open the account. Maybe, throw like $100 in there and do an example of selling a call or selling a put. I did it before, but maybe I should do it again. The calls now they're selling for. I mean, the premium's gone up. D-Live's a sneaky little lemon drop. I mean, I don't have that much difficulty with D-Live, but I had a few people complain like, oh, I don't know, it doesn't work all the time for me. I mean, I'm on the desktop for most of the time, so I don't know if it's mostly a mobile issue. But, yeah. Let's check out our watch list. I'm in an NVIDIA play and an eBay play. Credit spreads that expire this week. I need NVIDIA to close above $425, so I'll be in the money with a $40 credit for every $250 collateral. I got a few of those contracts. Got paid up front for getting in that deal. And then the same with eBay. I got paid up front $15 for every $100 I put up. For eBay, it needs to stay above $53.80, and I'm getting close on that one. I may be out of the money on that one, so let's keep our eyes on those two plays. And my strategy. This is aside from the crypto weekly credit spreads. Lend is down today. Link, Comp, Kava. You got most of the DeFi coins getting clapped up. Silver is under some pressure as well. And so is gold. And I think that this is overall bullish. I will expect these cryptos and precious metals to catapult. I can see silver easily touching $30, maybe even $40. We already got an all-time high for gold. It's cracked 2,000. Let's see where it's at right now. Gold is at 1962. So we're seeing a little pullback, but we've already cracked 2,000, which was an all-time high for gold. So I would expect this thing to continue to run up, guys, especially in this climate we have with a weak dollar. Let's see how the dollar strength index is faring today. It's still at 93.5. So, look at the charts. It's been downwards. And then bonds are really catching a bid. They're up 11%. That 10 years at 0.64. So this is a big move. This is definitely stock market bullish. And you can see that the S&P's up today, slightly in the green. I just open my eyes more than eyes can see. I don't interpret anything. I see the wave as a wave. I see it as what it is. So in other words, that would be your interpretation. Okay. Tony says Ethereum having 4 times more developers than any other project seems like the risk reward there is good. Oh yeah. As far as Ether, they definitely have the most development going on. Now, that doesn't mean that they have the most utilization capacity, but they definitely have the talent over there. And that's why I've been bullish on the ETH, guys. I have been extra bullish on the ETH. BTC to hit 10.5 before 200% rise. Wall Street is waiting down at 10K. I don't know if it's going to be 200% rise, but I would agree that what we're looking at here is a pullback before continuing to run up further past 12,000 is what I'm saying. I think the next stop is going to be 13 on our next run, but right now we're doing a pullback. This is my opinion. I mean, again, I don't know. All right, take a few more comments and questions. We're on for 45, and I want to keep them less than an hour. Usually we go on over an hour. You know, the champ starts, going, and you get me into the Bible verses and the spiritual stuff, and, I go on and on. The champ can go on forever. I mean, like, sometimes I feel like I should just keep this thing on all day, do it like Stock Market Live. Shout out to Stock Market Live, though. I got to say that, he's definitely got a competitive live stream. Dude's out there 8 hours a day with the live stream. That's definitely putting in work. Unless a catalyst corrects things, the momentum of everything is higher because of inflation. Lady Plant says, Zilla's here. Tesla's climbing the charts. Yeah, Tesla's been doing well. Amaretto, it says, if you did it like me, you would have the same results. You wouldn't care what it sounds like. Amaretto, you haven't added any value to the stream. And, I'm trying to find a reason not to just snipe you out the box and waste you. Because sometimes I feel like there's a possibility that maybe you can learn something here. But, it's all about, how wise you are and what you've learned, this and that, just because you asked 2 questions. So, let him go, guys. I don't know. Grandin says, I think he's a troll. So let me leave it up to the people. Do I waste this guy or not? Or do I give him a chance? Part of me feels like I should give him a chance. But, But, he's one of these guys that wants to come up on stage and, start talking. Maybe he's trying to get followers. He told me he had like four I don't know how many subscribers. I don't know, Amaretto, you tell me. Guys, is he a troll? Grandin says he's gone. I mean, I'm not going to leave it up to Amaretto. He's probably going to vouch for himself. I mean, I'm kind of 50. I'm actually leaning more to leave him in the box. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. We got 1 vote that says that he's a troll. Get him out of here. I don't know. Walk with Sean says he's gone. I don't know. We got two nays. Is there any yays to leave him in? I don't know. I give him a yay. I'm going to be a nice guy. Amaretto, I'm going to be on your side. Okay, but I can already tell that the box. Crystozilla says, I showed up late, so no opinion yet. Okay, Crystozilla. Tyler D says, I'm enjoying it. So you want to keep him in or not? Just ignore trolls most of the time. They like attention. Yeah, I mean, that for the most part, like in any other settings, I'll just ignore trolls. But since I interact with the box, like every single comment, if it's going to be an outright distraction and, damage the show, then I'll kick it out. Remember, guys, this is this is not a debate. I'm on stage here and, I'm doing my set and, I'll talk to the audience and stuff, but someone's not going to come out of the audience, come up on stage and take the mic from me. Okay. Crazy Ivy says, give him a chance. Taylor D says, keep him in. Okay, so we got half and half. So far, Amaretto, we're gonna let you slide. Crystozilla says, you want to hang here, then you got to bring something, not just talk up your game. Yeah, he's talking about how wise he is and stuff. So, that's probably what he thinks he's got to offer. So I'm waiting for the wisdom. I think the Litecoin's day might be coming soon, says Evan. You sound like me 3 years ago, Evan. I got off that train, and let me tell you, Litecoin seemed like a blue chip to me, right? It seemed like a blue chip. But listen, guys, if the captain of the ship abandons the ship, then you'd be pretty ignorant to stay on the ship with the chips. So I was one of those. I'll admit it. I made a mistake. I was like, no, but Charlie Lee, he's a good guy, and he's still going to help out Litecoin, blah, blah, blah. The guy dumped that all time. What was the price of Litecoin when he dumped? 300 plus? And I held it and held it and held it. And I was like $40, $50. And guys, it's still, I got $50. Alvita Saints, I don't know what that means. Grandin says last chance. I didn't say that I'm wise. You said it. This guy just wants to go back and forth. He's like the new Derek, I think. He's like I'm getting the new Derek McLean from this guy. It's funny because Derek, maybe he's here in the I did get the same thing, right, Grandin? Right. He seems like the new Derek McLean. Remember, guys, Derek would troll me. I finally sniped him out the box after like letting him in the box for like months. And then the dude, he ended up getting a new account just so that he can come back, that he was so attracted to the channel. I know you're somewhere out there, Derek, you and T0. And shout out to Derek. I banned him and he came back because he had to. I remember 2017 champ. I'm not in the ship. I just see a bullish reversion against ETH and BTC on the charts is likely to come and will be a good swing trade. Maybe. It's Derek McLean with a new anonymous account. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, he does come across like Derek. I'm getting Derek vibes. And Amaretto's like, who's this Derek guy? Oh, my God. Amaretto, we got a community here. We got a real channel. We don't got no fake bots or nothing out here. You follow the champ and see how we do it, okay? And start taking notes immediately if you're so wise. I watched it bleed all the way and was like, what the F happened to Chuck? There you go. Shout out to XPO, LMAO. Christozilla is asking what he's doing to make gains. I guess he's just, trying to subconsciously promote his channel so we can go over there or whatnot. But awesome. Rising tides raise ships so then we can get out of LTC when the tides. I already got out of LTC, guys. Okay, I was like, you know what? I'm stopping. I'm taking my loss. See you later. And I jumped on the DeFi train. Well, actually DeFi train, but mostly Ether. I rolled it mostly into Ether. I've been doing the ETH walk, guys. I'm ETH walking. Look at that walk. Boom. Boom. The original kaboomers. Don't talk to me about this boomer. Okay? We were booming before booming became a meme. Boom. Boom. Yeah, I said you were wise because you were insinuating that you were, guy. I did. I don't need to scroll up. I speak the truth, okay? And I did say that. I'm not in with the got you stuff. I still DCA in it for some crazy reason, says Grandin. To Litecoin? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not interested with Litecoin. Let me pull up this DeFi portfolio so you guys can see the coins I'm holding. And maybe someone can get inspired. Or turned off, maybe. Attracted or turned off. We got $12,536 in this portfolio baggage. DeFi coins only. Okay, DeFi only. We started this portfolio when Bitcoin was 9150, and we purchased 9150 worth of DeFi coins in an effort to outperform Bitcoin. Are we outperforming Bitcoin? What's the rate right now? 12,005. I'd say we are. Okay, what do we have in our bag? We got Synthex, Flexa, Compound, Kyber, Aave, which is the Lend, Bancor, and Kava. And you know how I've been guys, I told you, DeFi. I don't know how many times I said it. DeFi is going to be the trend. And so far, it seems to be the trend. I do the same as you. I'm buying when it's time to buy and selling when it's time to sell. I'm Redo. You don't know what I'm doing. Okay? You don't know anything of what I'm doing. You just got to this channel today and you start asking me questions. You have absolutely no idea of what I'm doing. So slow down. Okay? You don't know what I'm doing. And you're not doing the same as me because I definitely wouldn't be in somebody else's chat box acting like you do. So get this guy out the box. Christozilla, I don't like this guy. He's out the box. I gave him a couple chances. And he's got too much to say. That doesn't add any real value. It's all about, fact check, coulda, shoulda. He didn't tell me anything that I could do to increase my bags. Not one thing to increase my bags. Okay? I don't want to hear about the criticism. I want to know how I'm going to increase my baggage. Dump him. He's out of here. Christozilla. It's a distraction. He's only talking about himself. He's out of here. He's gone. He got fired. I mean, I try to give him a chance, but it's like when you're only talking about yourself and when you did and like, oh, look what you said. Scroll up to the top. I don't have time for that shit. Tell me how I can boom more. His channel must suck. Yeah, he tried to come at me like if I got fake subscribers. He's like, I don't understand how you got 15,000 or 14,000 subscribers, but only 20 listening because that percentage doesn't add up because I got 300 in my percentage. And no. Guy, how are we going to boom today? Okay, how are we going to boom today? Oh, wow. Actually, it was fun, though. It was like the new Derek McLean. I was like trying to give him a chance, but like too much talking. If you're going to talk and talk, give me a play. Make a special graphic when someone gets done. I mean, I got this one, the wasted. You know, he got wasted out the box. God is king. You said it. Trapping, what's happening? Shout out to Trapping Investor. You had to pull the mask off on him. Yeah, whatever, guys. I mean, I was having fun with it, you know. But it becomes a distraction. And I can go back and forth. Like, even with Derek, at least, like, he adds to the box. He would go back and forth with me, but at least he'll be like, oh, but then, you know, how about Binance? And look at T0. And at least he'll call out a play. But, you know, don't tell me, oh, I've made 40% in the last 3 years because I don't need to talk about it. I refuse. It's like, guy, I don't care. I don't. You just came into my box. But actually, I'm going to say it was fun, and I'm glad that we had someone to waste today out of the box because it was entertaining. I bet he wears a mask while driving. Oh, man, you guys are wild. But you know what? It was 50-50 on that one. 50-50. And what was his name? Amaretto. Amaretto, you're welcome to open up a new account and come back humbly. Champ, have you used Uniswap? No, I've been on there, and you know, I've checked it out, but I've never directly used it. I know plenty of people that have, but I haven't directly used it. We got a Karen on how 4 Amaretto has been wasted. Yeah, you guys get it, guys. You know, those that have been here in the box. I try to give people a chance too. I answer every single comment in the box. Not the ones that are left on my videos after I do the live streams. I don't got time to answer all that. I don't type. I don't got time for the typing. I'm old school. I like, if someone sends me like a group text, I'll never respond to that shit. And you know, excuse the foul language, but sometimes you gotta keep it 1,000. I'm not the texter. Call me on the phone like we used to do it back when we had the Bravos, the Bravo Express. Call me right now. What is it? 423? Call me now. 423 on me. I don't need the text, guys. I never did the two-way either. You know, I stopped at the Bravo, a Bravo Express. I have me the Bravo Express and the Bravo too. You know, 423. You know, hit up the shorty with the 823. You guys know the deal. But yeah, it was on the phone, guys. Yeah, Champ isn't gonna scroll up. The guy's like, yeah, look what you said. Scroll up. I'm like, I don't need to scroll up. I know what I said. That's funny, guys. But yeah, I'm that guy. So I'll respond to all the comments here in the box. I do. Like, I don't, you know. So then when someone keeps going, it's hard for me to ignore because since I respond to all the comments, I'm not out here to ignore you guys. And I'm not in the position right now to ignore. I'm going to pay attention to you guys. I'm not trying to ignore you guys, you know. But, you know, so if someone is trolling, you know, I guess throw them out the box. Champ isn't going to scroll up. Yeah, the guy's like, scroll up, check what I said, this and this and that. I was like, it's funny. Actually, I am not. That was entertaining for anything. Like, sometimes people actually get me heated. There's been times that like I legit get heated, but today I thought that was entertaining. MAGA Champ MAGA, it says Trapping Investor. You know, I'm not for or against MAGA. You know how I feel with Donnie, guys. You know, listen, I like Donnie a lot more than Joey, but I mean, I'm not for or against MAGA. I'm like all good with it, whatever. You know, like I understand some of the positive points, and I see the other side. I see some what could be construed as negative points, but I don't play the binary. It's not like, oh, you left or right, guys. I don't play Crips or Bloods. Okay, I'm not playing the game. I don't bang red or blue. I don't do none of that. That stuff is this red and blue, this binary stuff. This is has roots in Masonic and occult rituals and stuff. I don't want nothing to do with that stuff. Trump's a believer. I got to support it. I guess. I mean, like I said, I'm not against him. I'm not. I like the character he plays. I think it's more of a WWF thing. Not Derek McLean enters the chat. Yeah, that guy felt like a kind of like the new Derek, but even Derek has added to the box. Shout out to Derek out there. I know Derek somewhere out there. Maybe he's catching the replay. Take your 40% gains. Yeah, it's like, telling me what I did, how much gains, but he doesn't want to tell us. And, come on, guys. Bobby's here. Shout out to Bobby. I see you over there on D Live. Crazy Ivan says, yes, thank you, champ. Shout out to Crazy. Level up for life. Crypto will do that to you. I don't know what you mean. I'm saying so many things. I don't know what it'll do to you, but it'll do something. That's for sure. For sure, it'll definitely do something. Look, guys, over an hour, and I only wanted to do a half an hour. Happens every time. Should we do like a day that we do like a marathon? Like, I don't know. So I always say these things, but I don't got time. I always say, I want to do stuff on the weekend. I want to do another broadcast. I don't got time. That's the truth. My time for this has been set, and that's about an hour a day. Trump's getting rid of the IRS. Psh, hurry up and wait for that one. I hope so, Trapping. More power to him, but payroll tax, don't tell me you haven't heard. Yeah, the payroll tax is a deferment, though. They're not removing anything. They're just deferring. And if it doesn't get forgiven, then they're going to have to charge back. And that's why some employers are not jumping on the train. Grandis says 1 hour is perfect. Yeah, I'm thinking it's right. And I'm like, maybe I should do this on the weekends, or I should do another. I think in this 1 hour, we bang out a lot of info. We talk about the assets. We talk about the spirituality. We answer everybody's concerns and comments. I try to go to every single comment. I know I may have missed a few, but I try to talk to all of them. DGD is holding nicely. I don't know which one that is, but shout out to Sean. Lady Plant says, yes, an 8-hour live stream. Yeah, I mean, maybe if I have the time one day, but that would be cool. It's fun to talk and stuff. I haven't. It's entertaining, and it's also therapeutic for me and many others. The guys actually told me this. KC says he appreciate your time. I appreciate your time as well. Everybody that shows up every day here. If not, I'd be talking to myself. If he got rid of the IRS, what would be the new devil? I have no idea. Listen, I'm for it. Let's get rid of the IRS. Let's get rid of taxes all across the board as far as income tax. I would say just remove income tax. Grandin says, yeah, I have 10 employees. Taxes are an ever-evolving problem. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. As far as this payroll tax thing, it's not abolishing the IRS. What it is it's a deferment. It's a deferment, but unless Congress actually votes to forgive the tax, then you may be on the hook to pay it later. Sorry, needed my glasses. Digibyte. Yeah, Digibyte's it's got a nice community. No, Trump's for the people, says Trappin. I hope so, Trappin. Let me be clear. I'm not one of these Donnie haters. In fact, I kind of like Donnie more than Joey. Okay, let me be clear with you guys. I kind of like Donnie's swag. I'm not gonna lie to you, but at the same time, I'm not one of these like MAGA guys that are like, oh, Donnie's gonna save the world. Like, I'm not. And in fact, I think that they all work for the same bank, and it's just a good cop, bad cop routine. But I pray for him, and I definitely hope that all the promises are kept. Taxes are a waste of time. Just have tariffs. I would say remove the income tax. So let's see. I love long streams. I'm on Mitch and Tom all the time. I don't know who that is, but yeah, I like the long streams. Congress is not working. Everything will be executive order for a while. Trump has balls at least. Oh, no, that I don't argue with at all. Yeah, I think he has balls. Yeah, absolutely. You know, the guy has balls. He's got a lot of energy, and, you know, there's definitely things to commend. I'm telling you guys, let me be clear. I'm not a Donnie hater. I'm not like, oh, Donnie, we got to get him out. I'm not one of these lefties that's having a breakdown. Okay. But at the same time, I'm not one of those, I'm not throwing on the MAGA hat and think that he's going to save everybody. You know, I'm not a Q guy, you know, even though I pay attention to all the Q stuff and I see a lot of proof in the pudding, but I also see a lot of hopium too. God bless the union and Trump. I can agree with that. May God bless him. I can agree with that. Trapping. I can rock with that. Bye-bye Social Security, Medicare, buy Postal Service, freedom of speech and freedom of press. The freedom of speech and freedom of press, yeah, it's getting clapped up. You know, I don't really care much about Social Security and Medicare, but I think some people are going to be impacted. And, you know, maybe people need to look into that more or not. I don't know. But again, whether they're left or right, the Fed gets stronger. The Fed gets stronger. Okay. Nobody's talking about how they're just throwing billions to the airlines and all these corporations, and yet they can't even come up with a decision on what are they going to send the people. So my view is, guys, I'm out here trying to be responsible for myself. I'm not expecting Donnie or Joey or Medicare or anybody to save me. And I hope that everything goes well for everybody. I really do. But, you know, I'm not here expecting anybody to do anything for me, whether it be on the right or the left. I don't think any of them have our best interest in mind. DEFCON says they are trying to honor the final payouts before the great collapse. I mean, I've heard it all, guys. I'll tell you that. But what seems apparent to me is that the dollar's being devalued and the banks are getting stronger and the banks are acquiring more assets. While the middleman with the small guy and these, you know, small businesses are getting clapped. And, you know, may we pray for them. May the best come for everybody. You know, I really hope that there's something better. But we got to start with ourselves, guys. I've said this so many times. I mean, we could try to figure out and study this whole entire system. But, you know, the study's tiresome too. And wisdom itself is meaningless as well. It's all vanity, guys. You know, the conclusion here is fear the Lord and follow his commandments. That's it. You could try to figure out who's in charge or not with the gotcha or scroll up or it's Donnie, it's this guy, it's with the dollar. We don't know. We don't know. It's all in God's hands. Level Up for Life says they are insolvent. They don't need to be solvent or insolvent. They have the power of printing money out of thin air. They don't need to be solvent. They don't even need a fractional reserve anymore. They just have the power. And Congress is actually begging them to print more money. They don't even need to put up anything. That's what people don't understand. Like they're like, Trump's going to bankrupt the bank. The bank can't be bankrupt. All they do is issue more debt. The way you stop the bank is you forbid them from loaning anymore, and you say you can't make any more loans. Okay? A loan to the bank is an asset. It's a debt to the one that's taking the loan and an asset to the one that's giving the loan. So, you know, talk about insolvency. Who's going to be insolvent is the people taking up the debt. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Absolutely. I'll tell you, that's like the realest thing you could read. That's the realest thing, guys. Shout out to Crazy, Trappin', Defcon, Grandin, and the rest of the boomers. I'll take a few more comments, guys. I've been running this broadcast for a lot longer than I expected. The way you stop the bank is creating a new form of currency, which isn't super easy. I disagree. I think that the banks are going to create their new form of currency, which is going to give them even more power. The way you stop the bank is you stop dealing with them. Okay? You stop taking loans. That's my opinion. Again, we can go back and forth with this. I'm not the politician, guys. I'm not the guy on the front line that's going to make the change. I'm just calling it for what I see. I see the climate, and then I navigate the ship according to the waters that we have in front of us. I can't change the weather, guys. I can't be like, this hurricane, it came from Africa, but maybe the HARP system is behind it, and we got to contact this person. No, what I got to do is buckle up and move the ship so that we can stay afloat. Yeah, granted, you have to balance the checkbook while they keep hitting the print button. But you can't stop dealing with them or our 401k pensions will go down with them. Well, that's the trick, guys, because we accepted the debt. You see, the devil's in the details. So it's like, I can't let it go because what about my 401k? That's because you're holding on to money. That's the thing. You're holding on to a promise from another man. When we should be saying, there's actually a verse about this. Don't worry about how you're going to get your next meal or anything. God provides for the birds, for the fish. Do they worry about where their 401k? No. And I know it's easier said than done, obviously. Okay, it's easier said than done, but that's the facts, Jack. That's the facts. But we're more the populace is more worried about their 401k than they are about salvation. But we'll never see peace until every knee bends and every head bows, right? And this 401k stuff, guys, 401k was invented in the 80s. That hasn't even been around that long. 401k. This is brand new. Like 401k is not the answer to all society. It's something that just came up. Champ, please check out Jeff Berwick's latest. Thanks. Yeah, I subscribe to Dollar Vigilante, and I think he's got a pretty good channel. I'm not an anarchist, so I don't agree with anarchy. But I like his channel. I think he has some good points. And the upcoming dollar collapse, I think that eventually we will see that. But I think it's going to be by design. Jeff Berwick can't live in America. I don't even think he's American. I think he's Canadian. Yeah, he makes some good points. I'm definitely, enjoyed the video when he went out to the Epstein Island and, ran around there. And I like some of the points, and some of the graphics or whatnot. I do check out the channel, but, I'm not an anarchist, and I don't support anarchy. That's not what, I don't find that as the solution. But yeah, I check him out, Crazy Ivan, and I pay attention. All tongues will confess and all knees will bow. I chose to do it on my own. Indeed, Trappin' Investor. Yahweh is the only one who can truly get it out of this mess. I know, guys. It took me a while to figure it out. I was one of these guys. I was like, my mind was in the equality train for a while. It's like, capitalism, that's the money, that's all the problems, the people in charge, the white guys, and this. Come on, guys. That's all distractions. And part of it is also true. But really, at the bottom line, you have good and you got evil. And evil is a lot more numerous right now than good. As far as like outright numbers, the world right now is run by the principalities of evil. Slice is asking me which God. Slice, there's only one God. There's the only one. There's only one. Not which one. The only one. Yeah, tell the mom who's retiring next month that has been working for 40 years that her 401k isn't a big deal. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Level up. It sucks. And, you know, I know plenty of people in that situation. But that doesn't negate the truth. There's only one, the true God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's true. That's the only one, guys. And the first commandment says you shouldn't have anybody, you should never put any God before him. So as soon as you start going away from the commandments, you find out what happens. Now go ahead and try to negotiate with the Lord. You know, that's up to you guys. Before that, how many were there? He was always the same one. The true God, the God of Abraham, is Jesus. And Jesus existed before he came in the flesh. It's the same one that created Adam and Eve. The same one that we are all descendants of. You too, Slice. We all came from the original man. All of us. Even those that believe that the Caucasians were grafted and all that. Everybody came from the God. He made everything. Everything. Shout out to Grandin, Level Up, Slice, Grandin, the rest of the boomers. Yeah, you know, follow it, guys. Read Genesis. That to me, like, I just finished it actually yesterday I finished Genesis. It's like 50 chapters. So I'm fresh off this. It's important. Please, guys, it's the first time I read Genesis completely on my own. I've heard of all the stories and I've gotten the cliff notes, but make it a point, whether you believe it or not, do the knowledge and read it, because whether you believe it to be true or not, I think we could agree that it's amongst, if not the most popular book of all time. So you gotta read it. It's like, you know, come on, you gotta read it. So he wasn't discovered until after, like, how long did it take until we came up with the idea of God? Slice, you know, read the book, Slice. You know, read the book. And it's not about discovery. The book talks about how he has revealed himself through time and how his covenants and what his covenants are. So, I mean, like, you know, don't ask me. I'm not the guy. The answer to your questions are right there. But again, so many people, and I was one of those guys too. I was like, oh, I know what's in the Bible. Yeah, I know about Adam and Eve and da-da-da-da-da. Like, guys, I didn't read it all until right now. Until right now. So you would have called me even last year. I would have been like, yeah, I know this. No, you don't. You haven't even, and if you did read it, how long ago was it? You know? Was it there before language and linguistic even existed? Language and linguistic existed with Adam. Read Genesis. He talked. So it's not like they just, you know. Read it, Slice. And again, I want to be clear, because when you get into these debates, like, it's easier to be like, well, prove this and prove that. And let me be clear for you guys. When you're dealing with religion and the ideas of God, you can't test it with science. This is not science. This is above science. Okay? So it requires faith. The book explains the faith. So unless you have the faith, then you're not going to, those seeds are not going to sprout. So let me be clear. Okay? This is not an issue of debate or experimentation. And if you want scientific proof, you're not going to get it. You're not dealing with science. You can't test the Lord. You can't test it. You can't experiment with it. So it's only through faith. So if you're not willing, or you don't have the faith, or if you don't understand it, then the argument won't come to you. It's that's the bottom line. Which version of the Bible? There's so many versions. That's great. There is a lot of versions, and I do recommend you check them all. There's so many, but I check out the King James, which is in my interpretation, in my understanding, the most accurate translation of the Septuagint, which is the oldest Bible known. That's written in Greek, I believe. Should I learn Latin to read the true scripts? Maybe. I'll tell you this though. What I would recommend, and this is what I've been doing, because you do make a point. There's a lot of different versions, so you may read it in a different way. So what I've been doing is reading a parallel Bible. So you could do this on Bible study tools. You could pull up a parallel Bible. So you could have the King James, which is one would argue like the original English version, right? And then you could pull up another version. You could pull up the Orthodox Greek version, and you can compare to all the different versions. And I'll tell you this much: compare them, and they're pretty much the same. There is, there's some variations, but go and check it out yourself. Is it possible that God wouldn't even exist without the printing press? Is it possible that God wouldn't even exist without the printing press? God made the printing press, so I don't know what you're saying. Satanism is still part of worshiping the same God. Satanism thinks that they can be equal to God. That's what Satanism is. It's like, it's like, The Secret, like, I am in control. Like what the serpent said to Adam and Eve. He said, go ahead and you could surely eat from that tree, the knowledge of good and evil. You could do it. You're not going to die. Remember, God said, don't eat from that tree. Don't do that. Okay, because you'll surely die. And then here comes the serpent telling him, nah, you don't need to listen to God. Don't listen to what he says. You can eat from that tree and you could do whatever you want. So that's what is the core of what Satan is. It's to disobey what God told you to do. All I need to see is the end result of religion. Satanism does still worship the same God, just in a different way. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And so all I need is this. I'm reminded of what how the Pharaoh's heart was hardened every single time that Joseph sent, that Moses warned the Pharaoh. I'm like, you're going against God people. Let the Israelites go. The Israelites go. I'm going to send the locusts. I'm going to send this. And every single time the Pharaoh will be like, all I need is this. And I'm just bless me. I'm going to change my ways. And then he hardened his heart again. Like God showed him all the signs, and then he would believe for a second, then he would harden his heart again. So again, let me be honest with you, Slice. This is not a matter of debate. It's not like you don't come to the Lord through a debate. It's through faith. So I'm gonna say that it's not a debate. And if that's what you're thinking, I'm not going to be able to win in a debate. That's not what it is. So I get it. If you're trying to get the got you this, you're right. Like this is not. There's no direct. It's not like math that you could just say, 1 plus 1 equals 2. It's not that. It's metaphysical. So final comment, should there be a separation of religion and state? I think ultimately that's not the way that God wants to rule. I think that ultimately it should be whatever God wants. I'm not being the judge. But from my understanding, that's the problem. That the state wants to be separate from God. Like, no, I don't want to listen to the rules. I want to do my own thing. But again, guys, like, I do realize that I don't have all the answers, and I haven't thought everything completely through. I'm coming to the face, and I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm still in school. I feel like I'm still learning. So I don't have my degree. You know, I haven't graduated. I don't know. It's like I feel like I'm sitting in for an engineering degree, but I haven't gotten through my 8 years or 10 years. So I don't know how it all works. I really don't, and I'm still learning, and I completely understand that. And I'm not here to try to say that I know more than you. I don't. I'm telling you about the faith. That's it. So I can start a church and receive state funding? Maybe. I don't know. That's not my interest, though. You're right, KC. He will not force you. He is good. He allows free will. He allows to choose blessing or curses. I know. I've seen that completely. So, I mean, I get it, Slice. I mean, all the stuff that you're saying, I went through all that too. I went through all of that. I'm just showing you what happened to me and how my heart was changed. But, you know, those same questions that you're asking, I got there. And I'll tell you what changed me. And it may not speak to you how it spoke to me, is my favorite verse, Ephesians. What was it? I always think it's number 6, Ephesians 6, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities. And when it struck me that the world is fallen, I started to have more faith. But trust me, a Slice, that I see the points that you're making. You don't sound off the rocker or anything, Slice. I see the points Slice making. I feel like a lot of the things he was saying, like the questions he asked. Listen, I remember one time when a friend of mine was talking about God or whatever, and I told him this, and this is something I regret, but I said it and I meant it at the time, but I repent. And I said to him, listen, he started asking me, which God, and this and that, like kind of the same questions. I started asking the same questions, Slice. Okay, like that you're asking. And then I ultimately told him this. I said, listen, I'm not interested in this God that is not treating people equally, that has people with learning disabilities in the world, and a God that lets all this evil happen. I was like angry. I was like, if that's your God, then I don't want nothing to do with him. That was basically what I was saying. And then he hit me with something that stayed with me, and it didn't hit me right there, but it stayed with me till now. And he told me, oh, really, champ? You're about, equality and all that. But tell me this, there's no equality in heaven. There is even the angels have their rankings. So what would you tell someone in heaven that's feeling some type of way about their ranking and saying to God, oh, why is Michael ranked higher than me? And it hit me. I was like, wow, there is no equality in heaven. Why is that? Why? And then I'm like, ooh, maybe I don't know why. And then that opens up the door to humbleness. I'm like, maybe I need to slow down here and start figuring out why. Because in my heart, I always knew that God's the truth. But, I wanted to debate him. Doubt is our continuous punishment for Adam eating from the tree of knowledge. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds true. But yeah, Slice, I see where you're coming from, Slice, and it seems like you have a lot of questions. And again, I'm not the pastor, the rabbi, I'm not the priest, I'm not that guy. But what I'll tell you is, like, maybe you could get a little more insight if you read it on your own, though. And since you talked about all these different versions, do the parallel Bible, do some parallel Bible and do a little research and try to see, if there's some discrepancy. Look at the proof of the pudding, like. I've studied all the religions. Yeah, so have I. But have you read the book recently, completely, cover to cover? There's one thing of checking out the Cliff Notes and one thing of actually going to. I was one of those guys like, yeah, I've studied the religions. I know about these religions. I know. And I've actually read the book, I've read the Bible verses here, verses there, but have you really sat down and just read it through, like with no bias at all, and just be like, let me assume that this book is real. Okay. Just give it the benefit of the doubt. Kakashi Sensor, where are you from? I'm from the internet. I'm not even really a human. I'm just an AI bot. I live online. But yeah, I appreciate the discourse, Slice, because the way you're feeling, I'm sure a lot of other people feel that way. They really do. And I was one of those guys too. I'm like, well, which God and which there's so much trickery, I can't believe anything, It gives me a really good feeling, but it seems really impractical, like it was written centuries ago. Yeah, I mean, this is the only thing I would recommend. We'll leave it at this. I respect where you're coming from, and you may be being truthful as far as how it feels to you. I just say give it a chance and read it like just any other book, and just like watch the movie instead of asking so many questions about how it was made and if it's special effects, if it's CGI. Just watch the movie and enjoy the movie for what it is. And then ask all the other questions when you've sat down and been quiet through the whole movie, instead of pausing and fast forwarding and questioning. Just let it play and just be quiet and just listen to it and let it go, and then sit on it for a second and contemplate it and just give it a chance. And why? I'm going to tell you why. Just the fact that it's the most popular book of all time. We can all agree with that, right? It's the most popular book of all time. So give it a chance. If it's something that's the most popular book of all time, then at least give it a fair chance. And I think that most people don't. I certainly didn't, because I was like, well, since the church, there's so much corruption and there's so much bad in the world. How could this book even be truthful? So I'm already have my preconceived notion of what it is before actually sitting down and absorbing it. You know what I mean? I just give it the chance. And once you at least give it an honest chance, and only you know whether you gave it an honest chance or not, give it the honest chance. And, start there. That's all I'm asking. I recently gave it the honest chance. I'm trying to do the whole book now. I've read the New Testament, and now I'm trying to do the Old Testament. So I'm in Exodus right now. I recently read Deuteronomy and Ecclesiastes. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me start with Genesis. Yeah, give it a chance. Ask him to show you the truth. You can also look at it like this, Slice. I mean, I don't know what your faith is, but assuming that you do think that there's a creator, then you speak to him directly and ask him, look, show me the way. I want to know, is this book really true or not? Ask him from the bottom of your heart. You got to be truthful, though. Mandate prayer 3 times a day, whatever the demand. Read the new headline, faithful believer strikes down non-believer with God bless bullets. I don't know what you're saying there. I don't. But what I want to know, Slice, is if you're trying to convince me not to believe. Because I'm not really trying to convince you. It seems to me like you're trying to convince me, or trying to negate what I'm saying. Is that what it is? Because maybe you disagree, and that's all right. But the fact that you keep pressing the point leads me to believe that perhaps your agenda here is to negate what I'm saying. So what's your angle here? What do you want me to say? Like that you're right, that it's not the truth. Like, what's the point of all that you're saying? Because I already made my point. My point is I'm asking you to read the book and give it a chance. That's the only point. The point is that you disagree. Okay. That's what's up. Okay. You disagree. I can respect that. There you go. All right. That's it then. But furthermore, are you trying to get me to agree with your point? Are you trying to argue your point so that I can agree with you because you disagree? Or because if you disagreed, what would be the point of just trying to get your point across? Are you trying to convince me of something, or are you just trying to let me know that you disagree? There's a difference. Ask yourself that too. Like, what's the point of all the words that you're saying? Is it only to say that you disagree? Because if that's the point, you could have said it in 2 words. My angle is to open your eyes as to why this can be a slippery slope when it's combined with state. Okay. I just don't want the future where I become canceled just because I don't believe. Oh, I see. You don't want a future where you can't eat from the tree of life because you don't want to listen. Okay. I think you're going to have to take that up with your God and your own faith. I mean, hyper-normalization is my fear. So your fear that God will become normal, that's your fear? Or that there won't be a separation between church and state? And I'll tell you what, it sucks back and forth. I'm the one that's talking and you got to type. That's not fair, man. It's not. I'm trying to have a debate with you back and forth. And I got the high ground here. And that's not fair. No, I don't want to be forced into it. No, you're not, Slice. That's the whole beauty with God. He never forced Adam not to eat from, he never he gave him the choice. We all have the choice. That's the point. But what seems to me, Slice, is that you don't want the law to be enforced. You're like, well, if I don't agree with the law, then it shouldn't be enforced. That's what I'm interpreting. Theocratic nations suck. Islam-based land, Saudi, Iran. And then Lady Plant says, I hope we can keep church separate. Not being a believer can be punishable under state law. Forget about the state, though. I'm telling you, you're making some good points, Slice. I respect them. Not being a believer can be punishable under state law. I don't want to be forced into being a believer. I can respect that. And I think that's man forcing you to be a believer. But, that you're still talking about man in the state. I'm talking about God. And, I agree with you, Slice. I don't think another man should be forcing another man to do anything. By force and violence, I agree with you, Slice. I do. Now, as far as what God can or can't do with violence or not, that's not in my hands. I can't speak for the Lord. But I can speak for people. I don't agree with capital gains, but I still have to pay them because I live in America. You got a point there too? Point being is, guys, is to expect a world where everything is going to cater to your beliefs and that you're going to be able to be truly free from everything is not real. You can never be truly free from everything. So in essence, freedom itself is a meme too. What happens when the police knock on your door claiming you haven't prayed today or went to the confession in a month? I agree. That's crazy. It's just like what happens when you don't pay your tax. They'll come and get you, What happens when, you say the wrong thing that's politically incorrect? You may get banned. So it's not just, it has to do with the Bible and religion. I mean, communism is a religion to so many people. There's, Black Lives Matter could be a religion to some people. So what you're talking about is ideology. But I'll agree with you, Slice. Yeah, PC is the new religion. Yeah, like that like to a certain extent, like, this liberalism and everything, they have a faith that it's like the only way. But let me agree with Slice, because there was, a lot of back and forth out there. And I would say this, guys. I do agree. I don't want any man forcing me to do anything. Okay? I don't want none of that. So I'll agree with you there, Slice. And I know that comes into conflict with what you asked me. You're like, do you think there should be a separation between church and state? And my answer leaned to say no, okay, which is probably not a popular answer. And I don't know how that ends up working. I'm going to be honest with you. And I don't got the answer. I'm not a politician. I'm not in charge. And I've never even prayed for enlightenment when it comes to that. So I don't know. But I'm speaking through the heart. Like, where do I lean to? I don't know. But when you say I don't want anybody telling me what to do, is like enforcing, saying that, if you didn't pray, you're going to go to jail, or we're going to kill you. I agree with that. Religions have a special protection aside from ideologies. I don't know what you're getting at with this. Now, let me make a distinction between the Old Testament and the New Testament. Now, there's some stuff in the Old Testament that I could say I disagree with still, even though I have faith, and I'm conflicted. Like, there's like saying there's certain things that you're supposed to stone people, and it's wild. Okay. And I pray for enlightenment and understanding. Now, what I see is that there is also a new covenant, and my faith is in Jesus. So that covenant is between the Gentiles and the Israelites, and it doesn't talk about stoning. There's a new covenant that's based on love and salvation. And I think that for whatever reason, okay, which is out of I can't explain it. I don't know. For whatever reason, that was God's plan. Like, why did God favor Jacob over Esau? Why did God allow Jacob to get the inheritance when he deceived his father and acted like his brother? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how's he the heir? So there's a lot of holes in the boat. I understand that. But that's not me to judge. I guess I am judging it because I'm human, but ultimately I'm not the one that's going to, lay the sentence down. And furthermore, I'm with the new covenant, since I'm a believer in Jesus. So I think he came to redeem all that was messed up. He came to redeem it with his own blood. And now we don't have to live life like that. Okay, I respect your opinion. I'm serious on this last comment. A child brought over from country X with religion X is taken and imprisoned for not complying to government's chosen religion. I'm against that, Slice. Yeah, I'm not talking about imprisonment or none of that, and government, the chosen religion. No, I'm not for that. Doesn't seem like God's law. I'm not imprisoning people or not. I'm against that. And to conflate the two is a little wild. You can't just, it's not the right thing to do, and I wouldn't say that that's God's rule either. It's about humans in the book. Humans are messed up. Yah is merciful. You got a point there too. It's like to try to say, look, this book has flaws and it has sinners and everything, so it must not be good. I mean, it's man. That's what man is. It's like saying, I'm not going to be a member of a church because I don't see anybody perfect. Well, that's because it's ran by man. There's no good man on earth. That's the fact. There's no one's good. Not me, not you. No one's good. Only Jesus. Only God himself. Islam's under 2,000 years old. We are over 100,000 years old. Religion's nothing we live the majority of our extension without it. I think that's not true. I mean, most civilized societies have some sort of a doctrine that they follow. The state has the jurisdiction to do whatever it wants in that situation if church and state are a team. Yeah, and the state could do whatever it wants, even if it's not a team with the church. So one thing doesn't have to do with the other. Like the state right now could still do whatever it wants. That's in the state is sovereign, right? Like, I mean, like I think of the Rome, in the New Testament, it's like Jesus, like, well, give Caesar what Caesar. Rome existed; they were doing their thing. What that had to do with Jesus? He's like, yeah, let them do whatever they want to do. Taxes, this, whatever. Give them whatever. I respect the Church of the Spaghetti Monster just as I do the Roman Catholic Church, in that they are both religions. Yeah, I think that you're conflating religion with faith in God. And just because you got like rules that say that state can get away from doing, like, that doesn't make the state like good. What is the only thing that's preventing the state from doing bad is the separation of church and state. Look at the U.S. now. You're telling me there's not corruption? I mean, there's a separation between church and state that hasn't saved the U.S. It hasn't. So, yeah, I don't conflate religion and God, like, as far as, and neither did Jesus for that matter. He went up into the temple and started flipping tables because he's like, what's all this stuff? All these religious ceremonies and all this stuff, and you guys are literally doing commerce here. So it's not about religion. It's about faith. And again, I told you what the conclusion was. The conclusion is fear the Lord and follow his commandments. That's it. Fear the Lord and follow his commandments. Go figure that out, that you know what the commandments are. That's all. But yeah, excellent conversation, Slice. I appreciate you. And I'll tell you this, if you ever want to talk and you want your voice heard, and I know it's hard to type back and forth, and I respect that, that you took the time and typed all these things out, because if I was in your position, Slice, I wouldn't have none of the patience to debate back and forth with typing. So I would, I understand I got the high ground. I can speak faster than you could type, all that. So if you ever, anybody here that, if you ever want your voice to be heard, and instead of trolling, I don't want to be back and forth with an argument unless you truly are being honest from your heart and you don't want to troll me. Drop me your phone number. Send me an email to champagnecrypto@gmail.com. I'll be happy to call you and let your voice be heard. Okay? I don't want any trolls, though. And I'm not looking for an argument about a gotcha or scroll up like that last guy that I wasted. If you're being honest, whether I disagree with you or not, or agree with you or not, I'll let your voice be heard. It's all good. But it's not about a debate. It's just a talk. I'm not trying to debate it. I'm not trying to debate, but we could talk all day long. And if you take the time to respect your fellow man to man, I'll do it. I'm actually inspired yesterday by young Pharaoh's debate with the rabbi. I'm not sure if you guys got that. Christozilla put me down with young Pharaoh, and I checked out that debate that he had with the rabbi. And let me tell you something. I mean, I've criticized the bagel many times out here, if you guys know, and that's probably one of the reasons I've been shadow banned. But let me commend the bagel for keeping his cool during that debate. I got to say, like, I kind of was feeling the rabbi's vibe more than young Pharaoh's vibe, because Pharaoh was like yelling back and forth. But at the end, though, and this is the point I'm trying to say, Pharaoh even said, you know what? And, he was going at him. Young Pharaoh was going at him like, oh, show me where you're from. Boom, boom. He's a black Israelite. And he has some pretty cool and attractive points. But at the end, these guys were adversaries. They were like going at it for over like almost 2 hours. And at the end, he's like, you know what? You know, you're the only Jewish guy that has came in here and has talked to me, and you kept your cool, and we went back and forth. And you know what? I respect you as a man. I disagree with you, but I respect you as a man, man to man. And if I ever got any questions about Jews or anything, I'm gonna hit you up. And you know what? They basically they argued for like 2 hours and they shook hands in peace because you know what? Both of them were being honest and they weren't trying to troll each other. And they were yelling back and forth. And let me tell you something. My ideology probably leans a little bit more towards Pharaoh's, but it seems to me like Rabbi had his demeanor there was superior to Pharaoh's in my opinion. You guys may want to check that one out. It was aired yesterday. But going to that point, I kind of felt that me and Slice had that connection right now. We may be disagreeing or going back and forth, but I respect them. And thanks for hearing me out. I think especially with religion, my debates do not go far before emotions ruin everything. No, I'm surprised you didn't snipe me. Most religions people shut me down fast. Slice, I'm not here. I snipe people out that are being trolls and they're playing games. But when someone is being honest and they're actually like trying to speak up and being honest, like I respect that, man. That's why I gave the guy a chance. That other guy that I sniped out the box, I'm like, no, let's give him a chance. Maybe he's trying to like make a point here. Because I know, like, I got the high ground. I'm the one that's talking. I got the mic, so I got an advantage here. So, like, I got to give you guys a chance to talk. Guys, I'm not religious, guys. You think I'm a religious? I just believe in the Lord. That's it. And I'm studying the Bible. That's it. And I've come to faith. I don't go to no church or nothing, guys. This is my church right here. I hope he was a messianic rabbi, can gain lots of wisdom. I don't think so, KC. I don't know, but the way he handled the debate, you guys may want to check it out. Like I earned respect from him, So yeah, I'm saying thank you. Thank you, Slice. And I'm saying like if you don't feel like you got your point across and you still want to speak up, I'll let your voice be heard because I'm discerning here that you're being honest. That's it. Let's like be truthful. That's all. That's all I'm asking. Speak the truth, even if it's not factual. At least you're coming from a point that is honest, and that's one step ahead from deception. Like the devil deals with deceit. I don't want nothing to do with deceit. I want honesty. So yeah, I'm not for the religion. I'm not like I think like that two things get conflated way too much, like religious. Like people may think, no, Champ is all religious because he's reading the Bible and he believes in God. Guys, I'm the furthest from it. I don't be doing rituals and stuff. I mean, like, look at all the rituals. And I don't do nothing. I'm flawed, guys. I mean, I'll be lucky if they let me through the gates. I'll tell you that much. Straight up luck. If straight up grace is what it would be if they let me through. There's nothing I could do to earn my way up there, guys. I'll check it out. I love to study the Bible, grabbing into Messiah's tassels while doing so. Thank you. Yeah, check him out. There's a channel. It's called Young Pharaoh. He's a black guy, and he has some pretty interesting points. And, he's talking about, I'm not sure if any of you guys have gotten into the Black Israelite stuff, but they got some interesting points. And I listen to what he has to say. I don't agree with some of the stuff, but he went on he went at the rabbi. And listen, Christians been going at Jews for a while too, because they didn't accept Jesus. Okay. And some of the stuff in the Talmud is straight up blasphemous. But so they debated or have a discussion. And I got to say, I thought that he was going to crush the Jew, but I ended up respecting the rabbi more than Pharaoh. Although I agree more with Pharaoh was saying, but the rabbi, I don't know, the way he handled himself was worth seeing. And again, like I said, I wasn't going in expecting to, root for the guy. The more you read the word, you realize how religion has messed up the truth. We can't even earn salvation only through Yeshua, but if you follow him and you follow God's ways like the Son did perfectly. Jesus is the physical embodiment of God in human form. Yeah, that's another way to look at it. To look at like the way Jesus lived his life, and you tell me where's the flaws there. I'm talking about straight up Jesus. Like whether tell me where's the flaws. I don't see it. I have another question, but I'll save it for the next stream. It has to do with UFO and alien. I'll tell you, as of late, I'm not believing the UFO. I was always a UFO guy. Okay, Nibiru, Planet X, I know all about that. The ancient aliens, I can go down through all of that. That's what young Pharaoh thinks too. That they were seeded by extraterrestrials. I know about all that stuff. But as of late, my faith in UFO and aliens are nah. I don't really. My faith in that is not. It's not there. But again, I don't have any concrete proof. Now, I would point into the direction of Bill Cooper, which wrote Behold the Pale Horse. And if anybody's into conspiracy theories, they know that's like one of the godfather books of conspiracy theories. And he talks about Project Red Light, which was a government program that claimed to be back engineering extraterrestrial technology. And then later he found out that was a disinformation campaign. So I'm starting to believe that this ancient alien stuff is just disinformation campaign, especially when it's on mainstream, what is it, National Geographic or the Learning Channel, stuff like that. If they're putting out in mainstream, I'm starting to doubt it. But again, I don't know. I haven't gone down that, rabbit hole again. I mean, in this state of mind, at least. And then on the other hand, you got like the Q supporters and those that follow the Nasara law and all that. And they feel that there's benevolent ETs helping, the government right now and all that. So I've heard all. UFO means unidentified flying object. Right. Yeah, I mean, there is unidentified flying objects. I guess he's referring to extraterrestrials. And it's funny that term extraterrestrial, that means that they're from a terrain. Not from outer space, but, I've heard the theories that, we're under a dome and that the other stars, like the other planets, are actually suns from the outer rings. And some of the extraterrestrials could be from either underground or from outside, from other lands, from other territories. But, I don't know about that. I really, I've heard a lot of stuff, but I don't have faith in those things. Yeah, out of earth, extraterra, or terrain is, ground though. But yeah, the alien stuff I was really, really attracted to. But I'll say that I think I'm starting to question it. It's like the dinosaur stuff, You start looking into the dinos, and you'll be surprised, guys, about the dinos. Flat Earth with no end, like a realm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know, But I'll tell you this. I mean, the globe model, it's starting to fall apart. It's starting to fall apart. Try to prove the globe on your own. Dinos in space are both fake. There you go, Raisin. Yeah, try to find the curve. Yeah, it's a fun rabbit hole. I remember I used to laugh at that stuff. I used to think it was a joke until you start like, guys. There's something to be learned that if you have a bias or something, just remove it and just look at something without any bias, like a child, like Jesus says. Just look at it like a child and see what you get out of it. You start looking at the globe like a child. And see what you get out of it. But yeah, shout out to, let me shout out Slice again. Shout out to Slice. Nice conversation. You got me running for a while out here, Slice. Damn, it's late. Sheesh. I've been on for 2 hours. I'm out of here, guys. I gotta get to do a lot of other stuff. But there you go, guys. Stay strong. I'll be back tomorrow. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest. Champagne, thanks for tuning in.